Welcome to the 10 pound and 30 day masterclass where I'm going to show you how to help your athlete gain 10 pounds in the next 30 days. Again, my name is Ramon Richards, NFL champion with the LA Rams and current youth coach, where I've helped athletes earn over 100 Division I scholarships in the last 2 years. And I've also helped middle school and high school athletes who struggle to gain weight put on about 10 pounds in their first 30 days. And some of them have gone on to put on 40 pounds in their first 60 to 90 days. And if you have an athlete who is struggling to gain weight, this masterclass is going to solve your problems today. And there are 3 things I want to address for your athletes to start gaining weight right now. The first is going to be their caloric intake. The second is going to be their protein and the supplements. And the third is going to be their weight training. Okay, the fact of the matter is a lot of your kids don't eat enough. They go to school for 8 hours, they eat a little lunch, they come home, they eat snacks, and they go to bed. The first is going to be their caloric intake. How much is your kid eating throughout the day? A lot of our athletes have the problem where they are burning so many calories throughout the day, but they're not replenishing and they're not eating enough to maintain and put them calories back. So they end up losing weight, they have fast metabolisms, and they struggle to gain weight, okay? When you start consuming calories as an athlete, your child start consuming these calories correctly in the right way, they can actually start putting on weight. A good example and a basic formula on how many calories your kid should be intaking every single day is gonna be their body weight. So let's say your kid weighs 100 pounds times 15, okay? Times 15 is gonna be 1,500. And if your son wants to gain weight, okay, we're gonna add 400 to that number. So your son should be consuming 1,900 calories per day. The opposite, if your son just happens to wanna lose weight, we're gonna subtract 400. So your son could be consuming 1,100 calories a day. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for your children to gain weight. So if your son weighs 100 pounds, multiply by 15 plus 400, 1,900 calories minimum for your son to consume every single day. Again, there are other factors that are involved. I don't know your son's height. I don't know all of their conditions. If they were a personal client of mine, I'll ask a few questions and I can really get pinpoint on what that number looks like. But that's a good roundabout number right there, okay? If you start the meal plan the right way, especially if your kids are in school, that will help your kids tremendously. So understanding how much to eat for breakfast, they have lunch, they have dinner. If you start to add some snacks in between those meals along with the meals throughout the day, that can allow them to actually intake more calories throughout the day, post-workout, pre-workout, and allow them to hold on to some weight. And I know a lot of your parents are asking, what about my child having a fast metabolism? I promise you, if you start doing these things right here and you start implementing breakfast, lunch, and dinner, some snacks in between breakfast and lunch, a snack between lunch and dinner, they will start to put on that healthy weight and muscle. The second is gonna be the protein intake, okay? Meat, fish, eggs, protein shakes. That should be the bulk of their meals, okay? That should be about 70% of their meals. Other than that, their meals should come from healthy carbs, not candy and cereal, but good carbs, vegetables, okay? Brown rice, wheat rice. You know, those are the type of foods that your children needs to eat to put on that healthy weight and muscle. So a good example of how much protein should your kid eat every single day, let's say your child weighs 100 pounds. He should eat 1 gram of protein for every pound that your child weighs. So if he weighs 100 pounds, your child should consume 100 grams of protein every single day minimum, okay? And then you're probably thinking your child can't eat a lot because they have school, they have workouts and whatnot. The easiest way to do this is to include that supplement stack. If your child is gonna eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I would like to add at least 2 to 3 protein shakes every single day. 1 protein shake is roughly 25 grams of protein. If your child consumes 2 protein shakes in a day and he weighs 100 pounds, he's already at halfway of his protein intake. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner should easily take care of the other 50 grams of protein and some so they can pass that number. And then the supplement stack. If you are afraid on what to consume for your children, I have kids as young as 11 years old on healthy creatine, healthy BCAAs, or we like to call branched chain amino acids, and then protein shakes, and they are just fine. And obviously you have to do your research on what brands you like to use. I have brands that I've been using since I played in the NFL, and if you're a personal client of mine, I will give you those same exact brands. It's gonna be healthy, it's gonna be trustworthy, and your child's gonna put on healthy weight and muscle. The creatine is gonna definitely help putting on muscle. The BCAAs is gonna help with recovery so they can continue to train hard every single day. And then the protein is gonna be great for your athletes who have fast metabolism so that they can continue to get enough protein intake every single day. A quick tip, before bed, right before you go to sleep, give your child a protein shake. because it's gonna allow it to digest a little different, and it's gonna allow it to sit in the digestive system to put on that healthy weight and muscle. Finally, the way your children weight train is gonna be pivotal on putting on healthy weight and muscle. A lot of schools right now are only doing bench, squat, and power clean. That's not enough, okay? Your children need to train consistently and train every single body part that they're using. Hamstrings, quads, glutes. This is gonna be the biggest part of the body right here, this lower body. And if they can train that correctly, that weight is gonna start to increase. So a great idea is to train 3 to 4 days a week. Phase 1 of my training program, it's a 20-week training program. Phase 1 is where we do 3 sets of 15 on pretty much everything. So it's gonna allow you to create muscle endurance, but also to create strong muscles as well. So an example workout day would be a full body pull day, where we're gonna start with hamstrings, some RDLs, and some back squats, 3 sets of 15. And then we're gonna do, some walking lunges, some calf raises, 3 sets of 15 each. And then we're gonna go to upper body, some rows, right? Get that back, and some bicep curls, 3 sets of 15. And then finally some upright row to get some shoulders. And then finally finish with some abs, 25 toe touches, 50 Russian twists, 10 V-ups to really get strong up in here. And that's gonna allow your son to get a full body workout, a full body lift to attack every muscle belly, and then really start to build out as a true lean athlete. That's phase 1. Phase 1 is everything 3 by 15. My training program has 4 phases, 5 weeks each. And every phase is a bit different of a training style, but that gives you a good idea on how to train and gain a healthy weight and muscle. And if you made it to this part of the masterclass where we went over the calorie intake, the protein intake, and the weight training, I wanna give you a bonus that's gonna allow your athlete not just to gain healthy weight and muscle, but to also run faster while gaining this healthy weight and muscle. So I'm gonna show your son real quick how not just to get bigger and stronger, but how to run a faster 40 in the process. If your child wants to run a faster 40 while gaining this healthy weight and muscle, I'm gonna need them to start working out at least 3 days a week. The first day is gonna be working on acceleration, how to actually get to your top speed as fast as possible. The second is gonna be a top end speed day, how to increase your maximum miles per hour when you're sprinting. And the third is gonna be an endurance day. How frequently and consistently can you hit your top end speed throughout the duration of a game? And if you can become the athlete who has a faster 40-yard dash and who put on 10 pounds of healthy weight and muscle, you're gonna be an athlete that's unstoppable and unbeatable, that creates separation between themselves and their teammates in middle school or at high school. Now, I know I told you all exactly what to do, but I would like to show you all an opportunity on how to do it. And if you are a parent that takes your child's athletic career seriously, and you are tired of them sitting on the bench, you're tired of them being underweight, you're tired of them not being fast enough, and you're ready to create separation right here, right now, click the link below this video, and I'll see you inside.